For the audience that doesn't know, okay, tell them what improving is, what it does, like break it down for the person just listening that has no idea what's going on.
Sure. So Improving is a modern digital services company. So we do the spectrum of IT services, everything from product design, user testing and research, all the way through development and even some managed services. We also do training, a lot around process, but also technical training, and then some management consulting, a lot around culture and values and those types of things.
So you help companies build systems?
Yes.
And
so I would
process-
say you've used software we've built, you just wouldn't know it was us.
Ah, okay.
So if you've used the little kiosk to check you on a flight to get on American Airlines, we built that for them.
Oh,
And
snap.
So there's a lot of those types of applications that are out in the wild for some of these large businesses, maybe even small and medium businesses as well, where they need help from a technology perspective or from a practices perspective. Their own team maybe doesn't have enough bandwidth to do it. They bring us in, we help them deliver that project and develop that piece of business value, and then off we go. And we get to go do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
That's really cool. So you're big problem solvers.
Yes.
For companies.
We love to solve problems. And I say all the time, customers don't call us because they're like, hey, everything's great here. It's awesome. Let's just hang out. Like, stuff's on fire. We got deadlines. It's a mess. Like, can you come in here and walk alongside us and figure this out?
Yeah.
And so it tends to be a little bit of that firefighter mode, right? Where you show up and you're like, let's figure this out. Like, what is it we're going to do first? What is it we got to do next? Like, what is it we need to achieve?
Now, we're going to talk with the folks at Conscious Capitalism here in a little while, but you guys are a big proponent, big adoption, firm of Conscious Capitalism. Can you tell us how that plays into Improving's vision and your strategy?
Certainly. Well, I go back to, we were talking about the founding of Improving and some of the things we were focused on, what we wanted Improving to be. A great place to work, delivering business value. These ideas, these concepts that were part of our DNA, when we found Conscious Capitalism, the movement, it was a vocabulary and a framework for what we were already doing. They call it an unconscious conscious capitalist. You didn't know that's what it was called, but when we found that, we're like, this is awesome. And we jumped in kind of with both feet and started adopting their framework. Everybody read the Conscious Capitalism book that Raj Sisodia and John Mackey had written. And we started figuring out, all right, what's our stakeholder model? Who is it that we serve? What's that larger ecosystem that we should be thinking about providing value to? And some of the things we had done since the beginning, the community is a big piece of our stakeholder map.
Absolutely.
It's why we provide space for user groups and meetups to meet in our space. It's why we contribute at conferences and we have so many speakers and people that blog and contribute to open source. But then it's also why Code Launch is amazing, is because this is community. This is us building this community, giving to this community. You'll hear later, we don't take any money. We don't get on their cap table for them to participate in this. That's not what this is about. This is about our give to make the place better. And so that's a huge piece.
Yeah.
I had, just to kind of recap on this, is I had been invited, Tim had invited me to some events. One was a movie premiere a couple years back. And, I'm just friend, right? I'm not a client of Improving or anything like that. And so to go in there and bring my family, by the way,
Right.
Just totally blew my mind. I mean, that you as a company were doing this in the community. And so that's when I actually started learning about what kind of company Improving was, and then tied in with that with Conscious Capitalism. So kudos to you guys. I mean, it's just from a community partner.
Well,
phenomenal.
and with this partnership with Code Launch, right? So if I'm not mistaken, that Improving will help these finalists kind of figure out their fires and
develop the code.
We certainly do. The Code Launch program specifically is about taking startups and they apply and they go through our process and they become a finalist. The finalists then are selected. There's 6 of them that typically get a hackathon, a 24-hour hackathon as finalists, and then Code Launch Day is demo of here's what we help them build.
Yeah.
So they get help from professional software development teams, ourselves at Improving, a number of our friends who also run consulting companies and are professional developers.
And you're not taking a stakeholder, in the company. You're not
nothing.
taking it.
We're giving this
that's
to them.
Right.